Hi, it's Melissa. Welcome back. Today I'm sharing the first layout that I've made with my July Clique kit, which is called Rascog, and it features the Pink Fresh Studio Life Noted collection. So for this one, it's for Art Studio on the Clique Kits blog, and I had a vision in my head of having a heart stencil and then using the stencil to make a heart out of ink splatters. Now I'm sorry, but I thought that my video was recording and it wasn't, so you've only missed the first part of just me positioning the stencil and then doing the first splatters. And I've used a piece of cardstock. I was on a design team a couple of years ago, and as part of that design team I was given a whole lot of cardstock. A lot of the colours are not me, and so I've just saved them and they make really good stencils. And so what I did was go on to just internet, and I just searched for a heart image, and I wanted an uneven heart like this one. And then I just took it across into Silhouette Studio, traced it, sized it, and positioned it where I wanted. And then I've just laid that stencil, after cutting it of course, over my white cardstock. So that's the finished heart, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I started with the lighter colours of mists, and I used a mixture of Studio Calico Mr. Huey's and Heidi Swap Colour Shine. And so I started with the lighter colours, worked up to the darker colours, and then finished with a whole lot of gold. And I based the colours of splatters off the colours in the kit. So here I've grabbed some gold tissue paper from my stash, and I decided I didn't want to put paper layers underneath my photo because I didn't want to add too much that would take away from that heart. Now this is a photo of my baby at 12 weeks, so a 12-week scan, and this was the original photo that you get, the sonogram photo. And so what I did, because I'm aware that this photo may not last, I mean it's printed on that really thin paper, and I've just put it on a piece of white cardstock, and I used my camera, my DSLR, and I took a photo of the photo. So even if this doesn't last, I've still got that scanned photo preserved. Another option you could do is scan it on your printer. So tissue paper is pretty delicate. You would have seen I struggled a bit there. It's better to cut the double-sided tape before you stick it onto tissue paper. And I've just positioned it where I want, and I think you can still see it's a heart. I asked my husband the other day, he knew nothing about this layout. It was finished, and I said to him, what shape is that? Or what is that behind the photo? And he said a heart. So, yay, passed the test. So here I'm just cutting out one of the tags off the exclusive cut apart sheet. I love the cut aparts that we get in our kits. We don't get them every month, but I always love it when they're in there. And I've only cut half of it because I wanted it just to tuck behind my photo. And I'm not wanting to over embellish this layout because really the heart is the main feature. The photo, of course, I want to be the main feature as well. And as a secondary feature, I want my title to feature. So these, I guess, are epoxy square and rectangle shapes and frames. They are an add-on to the kit, and if you head on over to Clique Kit store, you can find that in the store. And if you want a direct link, you'll find it on my blog post on the Clique Kits blog. I love the gold. I thought it looked good with the gold of my splatters and the gold tissue paper. Now, at this stage, we don't know what the baby is, and we actually don't find out what we're having anyway. So I didn't want it to look too girly, because I've got that pink little rubber charm up there, and soon I'll be adding a blue one just to... I didn't want to imply that it's a girl, and if it is a girl, when I come back to look at these pregnancy pages, I didn't want it to look like we knew what the baby was. So I've punched out one of the printables, exclusive printables. That's what that little blue circle is. And I will stick an clear epoxy sticker over the top. Here I'm cutting one of the label cut parts in half. And I'm going to tuck that just under my photo, and it provides a place to ground that little round circle. And there I'm adding the epoxy. Now I am sorry about the lighting. It's winter here and I don't have any proper lights yet. I really need to invest. So we've had a lot of cloudy days and the light's pretty terrible, but I didn't want to not make a video just because of that. So that's why there's so much shadowing. So I just adhered that little homemade flare with just a hot dot and also some Tombow. These are exclusive sequins from Spiegelman Scraps, and we got them last month as well. She's made a mix that's exclusive to the kit, so it features the colours in the kit. And I love that. So I just wanted to add a little bit more around my embellishment clusters. Not too much, because once again, I need the heart to stay looking like a heart, and I didn't want to change the shape of it really, because I guess it splatters and sequins a little dots, and you get what I mean. And I'm just adhering them with a glue dot. Some of them are really small, and I find that rather than muck around with glue, a little tiny glue dot is the way to go. And putting them back in the bag, because if my 2-year-old gets hold of them, she thinks they're hers and she'll just splatter them everywhere. So I have added twine to the top of my tag, which I always do. And at this point I thought of having a bow, but it doesn't look quite right with the embellishment underneath, so you'll see that I change my mind soon. I did look through, we get a whole pack of these acetate words, and I don't have a Xyron or any way of gluing them down, so I thought the best way would be to stitch. And I love the texture that it adds as well. And you'll see me doing that soon. Just adding another third embellishment area and just another one of those little epoxy stickers. I felt like I needed something to balance the left side of the page, so I've used the other side of the label that I cut apart, and now I'm just adding some of that beautiful ombre triangle paper. I love that paper, and I'm most sad that I cut this piece off it. I did get the 6x6 paper pad as well, which is another add-on to the kit. And I recommend that if you love paper as much as me, that whenever there's an add-on that has a 6x6 paper pad, definitely get it. So I've torn the ends of that strip and folded up the edge, and now I'm just gluing that other little label down. And I will stitch around I think I stitch around the entire page, or do I just stitch that? No, I just stitch that piece down. So you get 2 of these arrow clips in your kit, and I've just added one of them. Sometimes I struggle with paper clips. I love the idea of them, but I struggle to get them on my page. So I'm really happy with how that one just adds something else to that little area of embellishment. Now here I'm using 2 really small pieces of washi just to hold that acetate piece down while I stitch it, and I'm just showing you where I'm going to be stitching. So I've done my stitching, I pulled my threads through to the other side, and that way I don't need to deal with them coming undone from the front. And I'm just using some washi tape to secure them. I always get a bit nervous when I take washi off. Sometimes it can pull up the paper, but that one wasn't too bad. So now I've pulled these, I think they're basic grey stickers from my stash. They're just black, plain alpha, and I want my title to be first photograph. Now I thought about using thickers, but they are quite big and chunky, and I really wanted the photograph word to be the main feature of my title, so I'm just using these tiny little ones. Because they're black, they definitely they stand out enough to read that the title is First Photograph. I did consider adding another one of those epoxy stickers, but I thought it would have been too much. So now I'm just adding my journaling, talking about how it's our first scan photo and how much we love the baby already, and how our family is looking forward to meeting him or her. I'm really happy with how this layout turned out. Sometimes you might get a vision for something in your head and it doesn't always work out, but this one did. So that's my final layout. I added the date in gold ink just to be quite subtle. Hope you enjoyed this process video, and I'll be back again soon. Have a great weekend.